This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of Phatts TV, sanctioned by PA Phatts and the non-genetically proven Sun. Any and all words have been authorized during the show. There is nothing off limits. Nobody is restricted from watching and participating in the show. It is a free-for-all. Commencing at the siren, any and all discussions will be legal for an extended period of time. Sports, politics, and any and all controversial topics will be talked about. You have been warned. May God be with us all.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Phatts TV on this Thursday night, November the 5th, the year 2020. I am the Fat Guy. Joining me as always from his underground bunker deep in the heart of fucking progressive fucking bastion land up in the center part of the states, the non-genetically proven Sun. How you doing?
Relax.
How you doing?
Harsh language.
You could say that.
We're doing though.
So here we are, 2 days after the attempted coup in our country. And I don't use that term lightly because that's exactly what's going on right now.
So I don't know if it's no attempted coup. They successfully couped it, and they got caught.
There is no way you could tell me that that fucking imbecile actually won this election. It is not possible without being stolen. I have here one of the reasons why we came on a little late tonight. I was doing a little analysis work.
That's a lot of analysis work.
I went through really quick and I looked at Trump's vote percentage that he got by state in 2016, and I wanted to compare it to what they're showing right now in 2020. By the way, the message board is live and operational should you wish to chime in. As always, let me know what you're thinking right now. So I just want to look at a couple of these states. Mostly they're in line, but a couple of them are going to jump out and be interesting to you. So in Maine, he lost 1.7%. New Hampshire, he lost 0.9%. In Vermont, he went up 1.4%. In Massachusetts, he lost 0.6%. Rhode Island, he went up 0.3%. Connecticut, he lost 1.4%. In New York, he actually gained 3.9% in New York. New Jersey, though, he lost 1.9%. Very interesting. Pennsylvania, he actually gained 1.7%. Right now on the New York Times website, it shows that he is getting 49.9% of the vote, compared to the 48.2% that he got in 2016. How in the world is he going to lose this state? Because he's going to lose it with counted ballots.
Because there's more votes than registered people in about 12 states.
In Maryland, he actually went up 1.1%. That's right, Bridget, I agree. In Delaware, he went down 1.9%, but that was to be expected. In Virginia, he went up 0.1%. North Carolina, he went up 0.2%. North Carolina right now, he's sitting at exactly 50%. South Carolina, he went up 0.2%. In Georgia, he went down 0.9%. He went down 0.9%, but I want to show you something. I had to restart the computer earlier, so let me I gotta pull this back up. So give me a minute. Just remember, focus on that he went down 0.9 in Georgia. Which right now, I don't know if it's the official tally, but he's still up by about 3,600 votes. So, this is what I want to show you. And you're going to shit when you see this. What you see here, what I just pulled up is the 2016 map of Georgia. He got just short of 2.1 million votes.
Right.
Just short of 2.1. Hillary got 1,878,000. I'm going to pull up 2020. Look how many more votes Trump is up compared to what he was in 2016. 400,000 votes. But look at Joe Biden, how much he's up compared to Hillary. Almost 600,000 votes. So you're going to tell me that 1 million more people voted in the state of Georgia in 2020 than in 2016? You're going to tell me and tell the whole world that there's 1 million more votes in this election than the last election in the state of Georgia. Is that even conceivable to you? No, it's not. You don't even have to tell me. I know you're shaking your head no. It's not even conceivable. Let's look at Pennsylvania since he's up, what did I say, 1.7% in Pennsylvania, approximately. So in 2020, he got 3,261,000. Actually, this is right now. 3261 to 3185. 3261 to 3185. 2016. I can tell you right now, no candidate received 3 million votes in 2016. So you're going to tell me that 600,000 more people voted in the state of Pennsylvania and they still got like 500,000 more ballots to count? You're going to tell me that it went up that much? I could understand where Trump's might have went up 300,000, even though that even seems a little high to me. But you're going to tell me Joe Biden actually got more votes than Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama? Let's not forget. What are we at right now for the whole country?
A lot.
For 2020, Joe Biden, 66,149,000. 66,149,000. Hillary, 62 million. He's up over 3 million votes. Let's look at Obama's years. 65 million. He got more than Obama got. Not in 2008. But Mittens got, or McCain, fucking loser, got 10 million less. What?
Those numbers aren't surprising.
No. Not with what was going on with the economy back then. But you're going to tell me he's got that many more votes than the Messiah Obama?
No.
From a guy who can't even speak a sentence properly? Come on. Let's look at Michigan. 2016. Trump, 2279. Hillary, 2269. 10,000. 2279, 2269. 2020. Michigan. Look how much they're up. Again, you're going to tell me there's 1 million more votes?
These are just unrealistic numbers.
If you watched the show Tuesday night, we signed off about 3 o'clock-ish, give or take a few minutes.
Yeah.
When I went to bed, he was still up by close to 300,000 votes. Then all of a sudden, when I got up 3.5 hours later and I looked, wham! All of a sudden, he's losing. A huge data dump came in from the suburbs of Detroit in the middle of the fucking night. All votes were for Biden. All of them. Uh-huh. Right. Let's look at Wisconsin. Donald, 1405. Hillary, 1383. 1405, 1383. 2020. Donald, 1609. Biden, 1630. Biden got 300,000 more votes? Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Supposedly Madison, the town, right around where the University of Wisconsin is, 90% came out to vote. When they couldn't even break 71% in any of the last 5 elections, 71 or 72. In a good year. But 90% came out. Uh-huh. Right. Right. Are we beginning to see what's going on around this country right now?
And then there's the total votes versus registered voters in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Nevada, Arizona, Minnesota, even Florida. Where there's more casted votes than registered voters. Kind of unrealistic.
I mean, let's think. Come on, people. Smart people watch my show. I know you're not dumb. I want one Biden supporter to come out and tell me that those numbers could actually happen.
Oh, I saw something on Facebook earlier about that.
When a guy couldn't even fill the circles. By the way, that speech that he came out and gave at 1 in the morning on election night, that 3-minute speech, go back and watch it. Try to find it on tape and go back and watch it. Watch the end of it. You heard all the beep, 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 beeps. Go watch the end of it when they panned the parking lot. You're going to find something interesting. Every vehicle that was in that parking lot was a Jeep. Every single one. Every one. Go back and look for yourself. Every single one was either a 2020 or a 2021 Jeep. You're going to tell me all Biden supporters drive brand new Jeeps? Go ahead. Go watch it and tell me I'm wrong, because I'm not. It was pointed out to me. And I went back and I watched it, and I'm like, holy shit, it's true. Every single car that they showed in that parking lot was a Jeep. Obviously, they came from a dealership somewhere. So he can't even get people to come to his rallies. They had to bring in Jeeps from a car dealership and have his staff get in there and beep, 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 beep. And this guy won the election? We all know what's going on in Arizona now. Sharpies.
Oh, that was also told apparently in PA.
Why are they handing out Sharpies to some people and pens to other people?
I can make a fully cooked steak dinner with a baked potato before Biden finishes the sentence.
I mean, is there anybody out there that thinks this is accurate? Anybody?
The Biden supporters?
I don't even know. I bet they don't even know. Unless if they're stupidly clouded, even they know this isn't accurate.
I thought it was pretty funny when I saw someone saying those people that 4 years ago said the election was rigged are very quiet now.
Yeah, it's amazing. Where's Russia to help Trump this time?
It didn't help Trump last time.
Huh. Amazing. You know what else you haven't heard now for 3 days? COVID.
True.
Huh. Who knew it takes an election for COVID to go away? Maybe people were right when they said it's going to go away November 4th. So now, it's all going to court. And you know that they're going to keep on counting and counting and counting until Biden stays ahead in Arizona. Biden wins Georgia. I don't really think they're going to care too much about North Carolina, even though they still got another week to get in votes. And Biden's going to win Pennsylvania. The fix is in. Now, why am I so pissed about this? Normally, I wouldn't care. By the way, looking at a couple other states quick. Florida, he went up by 2.6%, did Trump. Alabama stayed about the same. Mississippi, he went up by more than 1%. Tennessee stayed the same. Kentucky pretty much stayed the same. West Virginia, he was up a little. Ohio, he went up by 2% of the vote. 2%. He goes up in Ohio. How do you go up in Ohio? He actually ended up winning Ohio by more than he won it in 2016. And what did I tell you? For those of you that have been watching this show for months, if he wins Ohio by 8, he's safe. He can't lose. There is no way he can win Ohio by 8 and lose Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania with a fair election. It can't happen. It can't. The demographics, it's too similar. It's ridiculous. Indiana, he went up 1%. Michigan, he's up. We saw that. Wisconsin, he's up. Illinois, he actually went up 4.5%. 4.5% in Illinois. Minnesota, he went up. God, no. All of a sudden, all these ballots came in. You know, he lost to Hillary by 44,000 votes, and now he lost to Biden by 244,000 votes? Seriously? In Minnesota, where they tried to burn the freaking state down? Seriously? Iowa, he went up by all but 2%. Missouri, he went up. Arkansas, he went up. Louisiana, he went up. Texas, he went up. Oklahoma, he went up. Kansas, he went up. Nebraska basically stayed the same. He went up in South Dakota. He went up in North Dakota. He went up in Montana. He went up in Wyoming. He went down a little bit in Colorado. He went up 3.5% in New Mexico. He's up in Arizona. He went up a lot in Utah, but that's because there was a big third-party candidate there 4 years ago. He went up more than 4% in Idaho. He went up in Washington. He went up in Oregon. He went up in Nevada by 3%. He even went up in California by more than 1%. He's up in Alaska by more than 10%. He went up in Hawaii by over 4%. And he's losing this election? No freaking way. You got to be an idiot to think that he actually lost this election. A fucking idiot. The courts ain't going to do much. Where's the Republican Party? This is what we're going to get into next. Where's the Republican Party? Where are they? Where are they? Where's Mitch McConnell? Where is he? Where is he? Where's Kevin McCarthy? Where are you? Why is it it's just the commoners that's supporting this guy right now? Where's the Republican Party? You want to know where the Republican Party is? I'm going to tell you right now where the Republican Party is. In the back room going like this because they don't want him to be president either. You know why? Because he's for the common man. He's not for the establishment. He's not for the elite. Don't think for a moment that 90% of the Republicans that are in Congress are not part of the elite. Don't think for a moment that 90% of the Republicans in Congress weren't secretly hoping he would lose. Were secretly hoping he would lose. They're nowhere. If they wanted him to win, they would be out in front of the cameras fighting right now. Where are they? Where are they? No place. You haven't heard one of them. Have you? If I'm wrong, put me on the message board. Tell me. Tell me where you've heard any Republicans in Congress have come out. You haven't. He's fighting for us by himself. And unfortunately, he's going to lose. So now we get to deal with, once again, we are controlled by the elites. We are controlled by the establishment. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of being controlled by the establishment. Political elites in Washington need to be purged. The commoners on the left, they're not my enemy. I might be their enemy, but they're not my enemy. The elites in Washington. I don't care if they have a goddamn D after their name. I don't care if they have a goddamn R after their name. You're my enemy. And until we commoners stop fighting amongst ourselves, we will never beat them. For the first time in almost 200 years, we had a populist president. The whole world was against him. All the elites all around the world were against him. Because elites lust after power. That's all they do. That's all they care about is the power that they have. They don't give a fuck about you. They certainly don't give a damn about me. They only care about themselves. And we finally had a president that cared about us. So it's this simple. Our president won this election. You know it. I know it. If he doesn't take the oath of office in January, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen, we have to fight. We have to purge government of the political establishment. We have to finish the job he started. If it comes to the point where he has to give a concession speech, I hope and I will pray to God that he ends that speech with, I'm officially announcing my candidacy to be president in 2024. He would have to be nuts to have to put himself through that again. But I hope he does. What is it going to take, once and for all, for the silent majority to wake up? I had somebody today.
I saw this.
I know you did. Basically challenge what the silent majority is. A quasi-relative of mine, for a lack of a better way to say it. They're like, how could you be in the silent majority if he didn't get most votes? Does anybody really think the silent majority means that we're just looking at a bunch of numbers here? I mean, yeah, we are. If we're looking at the numbers of commoners versus the number of elites, yes. Yes. There's tens of millions more of us than there is of you. But that's not what the silent majority is. At least it isn't to me. The silent majority is a movement. I'm going to read to you what I wrote. And see if you agree with me. I wrote, the silent majority is not mathematics. It's a movement of people that lead simple lives who are now tired of watching the establishment rule this country as if it's theirs. We are commoners who are tired of being pitted against one another so that the elites could stay in charge. We are a movement of the voiceless. We are millions upon millions strong, and we are tired of working hard every day and never getting ahead because the game is rigged. We are not Democrats. We are not Republicans. We are Americans. You may not like President Trump, but at least he was attempting to give power back to where it belongs, with we the people. But the elites, along with their propaganda arm called the media, fought him every inch of the way. It's not a surprise since the political elites lust after power. They don't give a fuck about you and me. So now once again it looks like the commoners will lose. You will never convince me that this election was fair. The bumbling idiot got millions of more votes than even Obama did. Seriously? So I hope you're happy. It looks like you'll get what you wanted, but it comes with a price. You once again get to be slaves to the elites, thankful for the scraps that they give you. But I will be on the other side, helping to continue to build a movement of the common man to once and for all purge Washington of the political elites. It doesn't matter if they have a D or an R. If they're an elite, they need to be purged. The question is, how long is it going to take for you to realize you're supporting the wrong side? Then I said, maybe you should watch my show. I noticed my message board is dead. Come on, people. Say that you're understanding what I'm saying here. Say that you agree with what I'm saying here. Say that you're willing to fight. Or are you going to be on Team Sheep? What do you got to say?
Team Sheep.
With your glasses.
My glasses. I'm on the front lines.
Thank you.
I head right down to the gun shop.
That's right. Get your guns. I'm not saying this purge needs to be a bloody massacre. But if it comes to it, that's the only way to win. The French fought a revolution for this very reason.
So did we.
No, not really. We fought a revolution because we just wanted representation.
We didn't want to be controlled by Britain.
We wanted representation in the government. The French were tired of being slaves to the monarchy. Trust me, I could go back 800 years before the revolution started. Goddamn Visigoths. Don't ever take a class in the French Revolution with Dr. Tim Blessing.
You think you'll start 10 years before the revolution? Nope, 800 years. With the suppression of the Visigoths.
That was tough.
The revolution 800 years later.
That was tough.
Should have just dropped it after the first class.
No, because I wanted to learn about the French Revolution.
You wanted to learn about the Visigoths.
I did not want to learn about the Visigoths.
I'll go get my AR-15 tomorrow.
I don't think you're quite old enough yet.
I could buy a rifle now, actually. I can't buy a pistol. I could buy a rifle, though.
Anybody know what Trump said tonight? He was supposed to give a speech somewhere around 6:30.
I was going to ask you if you watched that.
No, I didn't watch it. I was doing analysis to get ready for the show.
Oh.
Oh, what do you know? Steve Bannon's YouTube and Twitter account has been suspended. What do you know? Surprise, surprise.
When does Trump's Twitter account get suspended now?
Soon enough. Twitter, speaking of, Twitter confirms if President Trump loses the election, he could be banned in January. Now, I've seen a lot of stuff going around Twitter, and a shitload of people sent it to me privately the last couple days, including up to 15 minutes before the show started, about watermarks on these ballots. I don't know if it's true. You don't know if it's true. I hope it is true. But we don't know.
What in the world is that supposed to mean?
That there's some secret watermark on these ballots.
Oh.
So that you could tell which ones are fake because they wanted the watermark on them.
I tried to look up my the status of my vote. Couldn't find it.
Well, you know, I believe when we're talking about that we're just talking about the votes that got mailed in.
Oh.
You didn't mail in your vote. You went to the poll. I went to the poll. How are we going to know whether our ballot was rejected or not? It's not like our ballot had a number on it. We know what number we were in the book.
Yeah.
But, so there really is no way for us to tell. Oh, look, we got Greta Thunberg tweeting.
Who's that?
That little Miss Priss that's all about, you know, crying on national TV about fossil fuels destroying the country. She's some 16-year-old idiot.
She's 16 and has a following on Twitter?
Yes, of millions of people.
Interesting.
Because she was thrust upon the spotlight. So yes, as much as I hope Trump finds a way to pull this out, that the courts suggest, you know, every ballot has to be checked and that there really is some type of secret watermarking on this. Personally, I don't think it's going to happen. I think January 20th or January 21st, whatever it is, we will watch Joe Biden get sworn in. And then sometime by late spring, early summer, we will see Kamala Harris take the oath of office.
I just got goosebumps when you did that.
And then the shit really hits the fan.
Revote, revote, revote. And now you have to have voter ID and fingerprint to vote.
I showed my ID.
They didn't ask me for mine.
But and the weird thing is, did you have to show your card?
Yes, that I did.
Because you were new, because you changed your address.
Yeah.
They didn't ask for my ID. I handed them my ID.
Oh, they didn't ask to see my driver's license or anything.
Because they can't. They should, but they can't.
I mean, you should have to be photo ID, fingerprint. How hard is that?
Again, message board is very dead. Very disappointed. So, we'll have to see where it goes over the next few days.
To the Supreme Court, eventually.
Maybe.
If they want to take it in.
We'll see.
I like the idea of a new election, December 3rd.
That would be an absolute logistical nightmare.
Brent, new election. Now you have to have proof of photo ID.
I mean, supposedly, the whole reason why Trump lost this election was because he didn't work hard enough to get the vote of the people over 120 years old.
Yeah, I saw a lot of dead people voted in Michigan. Someone that was 197 voted in Michigan. They were born in 1823?
They must have looked really good.
Yeah. Born in 1823, has lived through everything. Literally.
Sick and tired of this. This is never going to end until we, the common people, take control.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Well, we didn't watch it yet, but the Hunger Games.
Me, several generations of our forefathers died giving us the freedoms in this country that we're just willing to sit back and let them get taken away from us. Half of the country is awake. Half of the country is blind.
For anyone who's watched the Hunger Games, you could relate to this. That's exactly what happens.
The worst part is, of half of the country that's awake, only about 1/10 of them are willing to do something about it. I'm telling you right now, go out and get a gun and learn to shoot it if you don't already know how to shoot it. It may save your life. I know I sound crazy. I'll probably eventually get purged off of YouTube.
Oh, there's probably a government official listening to us, or someone.
I'm so disappointed, but not surprised at all, in the Republican Party. This will be remembered. You will never win another election. Never. For president. I mean, how many seats? Republicans are going to retain control of the Senate, most likely. Republicans are going to pick up a shitload of seats in the House, like 8, 10, 12, 14 maybe even. But we're going to lose the presidency?
Impossible.
Does that just make sense to anybody?
So you're telling me a lot of people voted for Biden, but then voted Republican down the line?
Well, no. What I'm saying is, let's just assume all these ballots are legitimate for a moment. I mean, we know they're not. So basically, everybody and their mother in Detroit voted. And they all voted for Biden.
Yep.
Everybody in Milwaukee, Wisconsin voted. And they all voted for Biden.
Yep.
Everybody in Minneapolis, which half the town is destroyed.
Right.
voted for Biden. They voted for the people that were in support of the people that burned down your city. Really? Does that even sound for a second logical?
No.
Atlanta. Obviously, everybody that's in Atlanta and Fulton County, they almost voted for Biden. Amazing. They just keep on finding votes. More votes. More votes. More votes. They just keep on finding them. So we'll see what comes over the next week or 2 or 12. Who knows? At this point, who really cares? So, let's change focus to this.
Woo!
The Phatts Fantastic Five.
Woo!
You know what this show is really supposed to be about.
Yeah, and it's going to end up being more about politics.
I gotta go pick up the tablet that I threw. Since that has notes written on it.
If Biden takes the oath of office, well, we're still going to be talking about politics.
Oh, we might talk about it more. Alright, so let's go over our picks from last week.
Gotta find your notes.
So, the non-genetically proven son. He had Alabama given 30.5 to Mississippi State. Was a pretty easy win.
Well, like what,
Especially with that pick 6 towards the end that sealed the deal.
Yeah, I was a little scared they're going to come down and just make it 30.
You had the over 46.5 in the Pitt-Baltimore game. Cha-ching. You had the over 41 in the New England-Buffalo game.
Barely got that one.
Cha-ching. Doesn't matter if you win by 1 or by 21. You had the Seattle Seahawks given 3.
Got that one.
Cha-ching. Your only loss was Oklahoma State, given 3 to Texas, which, why don't you tell the crowd why you ended up losing that game?
I'm still convinced. Late in that game, about 5 minutes to go, 4th and 4, Texas. They're on their own, like 40. They're going to punt. Punts it, gets it off. Flag. Roughing the kicker. Why do you even try to go at him? Just let him kick it. You're up by 7 with 5 minutes to go, and you're dominating on offense. What? Are you stupid? Are you stupid?
So needless to say, Texas got the ball back and scored.
And then they won in overtime. Because Oklahoma State looked off. They drove it right down about the 10-yard line. Then they just looked like Rutgers.
Actually, they looked like Penn State.
Sorry, yeah, Penn State. Rutgers is actually beating Penn State.
But you had a good 4-1 week. That's a solid week. I'll take 4-1 anytime.
It's better than I've been doing.
Lately.
The last few weeks, I went like 3-7.
All right. So let's look at my picks. Now, I know you're going to want to talk about the second pick here. I took both Penn State getting 12 and the under 64.
Yeah, you should have lost both of them.
In fact, actually, not necessarily. In fact, I actually bet the under 64. Like, I actually put money on that game. Now, you sat right next to me on the other end of the couch.
Yeah.
And we watched that game because you were home last weekend. Because you didn't feel like getting arrested up in State College.
Right.
So, a lot of points were scored. And then something weird happened at the end of the first half. Ohio State had the ball. There was 2 seconds to go. They weren't trying to do anything with it. They hiked the ball. Their quarterback took 2 steps back and took a knee. On 4th down. Everybody jogs off the field. The official said, well, wait a minute. Still time on the clock. Interesting. And there was. There was. So Penn State tried to back out, and they kicked a 50-some-odd yard field goal, or they lined up to kick a 50-some-odd yard field goal. Now their kicker sucks so far this year.
Yeah.
Good kicker. But so far, he sucks. But you know, because I'm on the under, he's going to make it.
Right down the middle.
He made it.
Right down the middle. Looked like he's been doing that for years.
Yep. So we move on to the 4th quarter. I forget what the score was, but Penn State scores, and they go for 2. And they don't make it. Ohio State comes right back down the field and scores. Penn State comes right back down the field and scores. They go for 2 again. And they miss. So now we're sitting at 63.
Yeah, you're missing 2 parts.
Go ahead. Fill me in.
What? They missed 2 freaking field goals.
Okay, I didn't get to the second one yet. They missed one earlier in the game, but their kicker got hurt on that kick.
Okay, but it was like a 30-yard kick.
But he got hurt.
You can make that.
So there's 63 points scored, I have the under 64. Penn State gets the ball back late. There's under 2 minutes to go, or something like that. And Clifford throws an interception. The one thing I didn't want to see.
Right.
Ohio State gets the ball at like Penn State's 15 or something like that. They run 3 plays, get some yards, line up to kick a field goal with like 20 seconds left to go. It's a 27-yard field goal. And their kicker missed it.
Freaking close. He pushed it so far wide. He pushed it like 3 yards wide. You could make that. Kiana could make that.
Final score was 63. Winner. Cha-ching. Before I give you the rest of the games, why don't you talk about the game we watched Friday night?
What game did we watch Friday night?
The Minnesota-Maryland game.
All right. It goes to overtime. Yeah. Whatever.
First off, we went out to eat.
Yeah.
Had some really good food. We were watching a little bit of the game there. And then we came home and we watched the rest of the game.
It was in overtime.
Yes. Maryland made a huge comeback to tie the game.
Maryland gets the ball first. Walk it right into the end zone. 4 or 5 plays. Pretty easy. Minnesota gets the ball. Walks it right in the end zone. I think 3 or 4 plays. He goes, he's going to miss the extra point. No way. It's a 19-yard field goal. He could probably make it with his opposite foot. Long behold, he goes and freaking misses it. Wasn't even close. He missed it like 2 yards right. As a right-footed kicker. How do you push it that far right from 19 yards out?
It was almost as if I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, like what's the percentage of someone missing that?
In college?
0.5?
No, 3%.
3%. That's one hell of a call. If only could have put a live bet on that. real quick. He's going to miss the extra point. Plus 10,000.
I literally, ladies and gentlemen, did say he was going to miss the extra point.
And he did!
Okay, so I'm 1-1 at this point. And then to piss off the non-genetically proven son even more, as we went to the Trump rally in Reading on Saturday, I had a game going. It was the over in the Memphis-Cincinnati game.
Oh, my God. Nope.
At 55.5.
This game was nowhere near it for a long time. What was it?
Basically needed 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
And so, there was what, like 2 minutes to go, need a touchdown.
Yes.
Memphis had the ball. They gave it up. Since he has the ball, what, they're on 40, on 30?
On 40, 45. With under 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, it's like a minute some. So I'm like, oh, he lost, put my phone down. Pull it back out like 5-10 minutes later. Since he scored a touchdown. What'd they break? A 55-yard run with like 30 seconds to go?
Did you see the play?
No.
I did.
Oh, is it even worse?
Oh, yeah.
Not even what.
He basically ran into a big ball of people and came out the other side.
Alright.
You're going to look it up now.
I am looking
He literally runs into a ball of people and came out the other side.
Great.
So I won that game. On Sunday, I took Pittsburgh +4. They won outright against Baltimore. And then for some unknown reason, even though I liked the over in the Tennessee game, I took the over in the Raiders-Browns game.
There was 17 points in that game?
22.
22.
The over-under was 51. So I went 3-2 on the week. But at least that gets me back to 500. Amazing. I'm 11-4 the last 3 weeks, and that only gets me back to 500. Did you find it yet?
I'm getting there.
Meanwhile, the non-genetically proven son with his 4-1 week is up to 24-16. He's doing really good.
How?
He ran into a ball of people.
And then his tackle or something held him and pushed him through. Like, go.
That's the stuff that usually happens against me.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah,
all right. So the non-genetically proven son is still up by 4 games on me. He's got a great record, 24-16. That's what, 60%? 60%?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. So let's look at his picks for the week. He's got a game going tomorrow night. He's got BYU -3 against Boise State. He's got the under 46.5 in the Michigan State-Iowa game. He's got Florida State -1.5. They're playing Pitt at home. He's got the under in the Baltimore-Indy game on Sunday. And he's got the Pittsburgh Steelers giving 13.5 on the road to the Dallas Cowboys. So would you like to talk about your picks?
Well, Michigan State, Iowa. I'm hoping it's the Michigan State that played against Rutgers that's going to come out. Not the one that played against Michigan.
Yeah, how about that? That was the best thing in the world was that Michigan State beat Michigan as a 25-point underdog.
And lost to Rutgers the week before.
7 turnovers.
So, and Iowa's looked pitiful. So it wouldn't surprise me that game was like a 13-7 kind of game, to be honest. Florida State, They recently beat North Carolina. Pitt's meh. I think they should be able to basically win by 2. Baltimore, Indy.
I kind of like that pick, actually.
Just like you said, I don't think Indy can win outright.
I do.
But I think it'll be, a 2 or a 3-point game. And I see like a 21-20, 20-17 kind of game.
Got ya.
Pittsburgh, they're playing Dallas. Dallas won't score on Pittsburgh. I'm assuming Pittsburgh could score probably 3 or 4 touchdowns on Dallas's meh defense.
They should. I want to comment on 2 of your games here. The last 2. I actually think Indy could win that game. The one thing Indy does really good on defense is stop the run.
And that's what Baltimore can do.
Yeah, if you force Baltimore to pass the ball, they're not very good. Especially like if Indy could go out to like a 10-point lead. Like Baltimore's really good at beating up weak teams. When it comes to stronger teams, they kind of
Pittsburgh, go.
Now, the Steelers. What's keeping me off of that game myself, this is a game where, on paper, Pittsburgh should probably win this game about 42-3.
Yeah.
These are the types of games where Pittsburgh comes out flat and stays flat the entire game. What's the over-under on that game?
I look up there as if there's something up there. Let me find it. It's on the second page.
By the way, while he's looking, let's just explain that the non-genetically proven son does not need to wear glasses.
Yeah, they're just blue light glasses. They help my eyes not hurt when looking at these screens for a while. Because since time of COVID, I'm sitting at my desk or in my bed looking at screens all day. Not good for the eyes. 41.5.
41.5. Okay.
So
that's right.
38-3.
That's right. That's right. That's what kept me off of playing the under in that game. It's too low.
I mean, if it was 14, I probably wouldn't have played Pittsburgh.
These are the kind of games where like Pittsburgh wins like 16-6 or 13-6.
That would annoy the crap.
Or 14-10. Like they just, especially after coming off of playing their rivals the week before. I don't know who they have next week. Take a look at their schedule and see who they play next week.
They play the Bengals.
Okay. So now it's also a division sandwich game. Again, on paper they should dominate Dallas, but these are just the stupid kind of games where they play like crap, but still win.
And then the last game that I didn't comment on was BYU.
Yes.
This was my most hesitant game because Boise State's been putting up points.
They've only played 2 games so far, though.
Yeah, I'm just saying those 2 games they put up points. 42 against Utah State, 49 against Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
Who are Utah State and Air Force? Meh.
Yeah.
BYU's not giving up points, and they're also putting up points in their last 3 games. Their first game against UTSA, they were a little shaky.
Mm-hmm.
Houston, they put up 43, Texas State 14, and Western Kentucky 41. I think it'll be a close game, but I think they'll come out with probably 4 or 5 point win.
Well, let's look at my picks. And remember, I did tell you that we're playing the same game, just on one. You took the side and I took the total, or you took a total and I took the side. So here are my picks. I took the over in the BYU Boise State game.
I wonder why.
Big number, though. 61. Now, that game is tomorrow night. So if you're not doing anything, tune into that game. It could be a really fun game to watch.
2 interesting teams that are not usually in the top 25 either. BYU's 9.
Yes. And Boise, for a while, was in the top 25 year after year because they had a shitty schedule though for year after year after year. But anyway,
Keep there or something.
I'm right back on the Cincinnati bandwagon in college. They're up to like number 6 or something like that.
Yeah, they are.
They're playing Houston. Hello. This week.
That's it?
Yes.
And it's only 13.5?
Yes. Which, again, Cincinnati's scoring a shitload of points and not allowing a lot.
Uh-oh. I see your next game.
Sooner or later, they're not going to play an A++ kind of game. But let's hope it's not this week. Then I went to the pros for 3 games. I jumped right back on the over in that Raiders team.
Yeah. Let's hope they play a game like last week. I was thinking you just jump right back on that over on the Raiders.
The Chargers, their games have been in the 60s the last few weeks. They score points, they give up a lot of points. And so do the Raiders normally.
It depends what Raiders want to come out. It seems like every other week they have a good game.
Yes. Now, what I learned was last week, the weather in Cleveland was god-awful during that game. Rainy and windy. Very windy. So that could have had something to do with it. I don't think we're going to have that kind of weather. I believe the game is in the Dome in Los Angeles. So I don't think we're going to have rainy and windy weather.
And if it is, it certainly isn't going to be cold.
No. I took Arizona giving 4 at home against Miami. Let's face it, Tua looked shitty last week. I don't even think he passed for 100 yards. They scored a lot of points because defense and special teams.
So Fitzpatrick might be playing again.
No, Tua's playing.
Why?
Because they got it. They drafted him to play. They want to see, although they still have a chance to win this division.
They still can make the playoffs.
They can. But to them, yeah, we could make the playoffs, but we're not going to go anywhere in the playoffs. So we're going to see if the quarterback we drafted could actually play the game. Now, the situation last week really favored Miami. The Rams had played on the East Coast, then they had to fly back to the West Coast, and then fly back to the East Coast to play. It was just situationally bad for the Rams last week. So I took Miami in a pool that I'm in where you got to play every game. By the way, I won that pool last week. My other game is the Sunday night game between New Orleans and Tampa. I took over 51.
Whoever wins this game is probably going to win the division.
Probably. I look for Tampa to actually win the game.
In Tampa.
The game is in Tampa, and it's, they got embarrassed by New Orleans week 1 of the season, but that's before they were starting to gel as a team. So I believe right now they're a 4-point favorite. That line's actually come down a little bit. Now, if it stays at 4, I might bet New Orleans. Probably not, though. For some unknown reason, the Monday night game is the Patriots and the Jets.
I thought about playing that game. I thought about taking the Patriots. That's a game. 0-6 or 0-7.
0-8.
0-8 and 2-5.
Yes.
Good game. Good pick.
Yes. Yes.
0-9 and 3-5. Not sure they're going to cover the 7 though.
My poor Jets.
Because, both those teams are so bad.
That whole team is done. Now Trevor Lawrence is saying he may not come out. he may go back if the Jets get the number 1 pick.
But will he play for the Jets though?
If I'm the Jets, I trade the pick because you need a shitload of players.
It's like maybe draft him, but then trade him for 4 players.
Trade him for draft picks.
Or that.
Draft
and
picks.
get 4, 5 draft picks.
Draft picks, and then also a quarterback that you can play now while you groom another one. Like a Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Because Darnold's good, just he doesn't have anything around him.
No, he doesn't. And I think this is his last year with the Jets, but who knows? So anyway, those are my picks, and again, I'm 20-20. So let's recap the non-genetically proven Suns picks. BYU -3, the under in the Michigan State-Iowa game, 46.5. Florida State -1.5, the under 47 in Baltimore-Indy, and the Steelers -13.5. My picks, the over in the BYU-Boise game at 61. College-wise, I have Cincinnati -13.5. I have over in the Raiders-Chargers game at 51.5. I have the Arizona Cardinals given 4 against Miami, and the over in the Saints-Bucks at 51.
I'm surprised to see neither of us decided to play the Notre Dame game.
You know what? I thought about that long and hard.
I looked at it, I'm just like, it's hard to take away from Clemson.
If I played that game, I would have taken Clemson.
What were they minus?
6.5.
Really?
Yes.
You think they're still going to win by a touchdown?
Yes. Their backup quarterback didn't play all that bad last week. Once he got,
In the second half.
yeah. Once he got into the rhythm of the game.
Boston College blew that.
Yeah,
Blew
because we were watching that game, right?
I was.
Were you?
I watched like half the third and fourth quarter.
Oh,
That's when my
okay.
phone was dead.
Oh,
I watched like an hour of that game because I looked at it, I'm like, oh, Boston College is up like 3 touchdowns. And then when Clemson like took the lead, I turned it off.
see, that's what you get for watching it. If you never turn it on, maybe Boston College wins.
Maybe.
All right, so that's the Fats Fantastic 5 of the week. So that's about going to do it for our show tonight. We've been on for almost an hour and 15 minutes now. Sorry for the little late start. Business. What did Trump say after when he won? Sorry, I'm late. Business.
Sorry, everyone. Complicated business.
Complicated business is what he said, yes. Complicated business. All right, so we will be back on Tuesday, barring any major breaking news over the weekend, Friday or Saturday. I will not be around Sunday. I will be doing my other job, broadcasting the Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour on our Pennsylvania Junior Bowlers Tour YouTube channel.
Right.
So, but if there's any other breaking news, we will certainly be right on top of it for you guys. What are you doing this weekend?
Golfing.
Golfing, very good.
It's supposed to be gorgeous.
It is.
Golfing tomorrow. Might only be 9 holes. Because I'm not getting to the course till 2:20.
Well, yeah, you're not playing 18.
I could probably get about 14 in.
Maybe.
I got the 9 in the other day at 3:30. We finished about 5:45. Sun was still up.
Oh, well, it's certainly not up here at 5:45.
It was still light enough out to see.
Got it.
But by the time I got to Walmart and left, it was already dark.
Got it.
So it gets dark like 6. So I might be able to get a full round in. It'll be close.
Okay. I'll be watching football Saturday.
I'll probably be golfing Saturday too.
Penn State game starts at 3:30. The Clemson Notre Dame game is a night game, I believe.
I don't know if anybody up here is even excited anymore about Penn State football.
Probably not.
Because what are we playing for now? We could still make a decent bowl if we win out, but like, meh.
Maybe now would be a good time to request a press pass.
Let's say maybe I could actually get in there.
Hey, again, you work for Phatts TV. Ask to get a press pass.
I'm trying to learn to do sports photography. Let me into football practice.
There you go.
Talk to, I don't know, someone.
Hey, the worst they could do is say no. Let's put it that way.
Jevin, the film guy for football, hey, I'll be able to get into football practice. Just, I'm a student learning to take pictures and video.
Hell, screw that. Say, can I get into the football game? I'll sit all alone by myself in a stand somewhere and use the zoom on the camera and take pictures.
I'd need a better lens. I'd have to go to IT and get a better lens.
Hey, how else are you going to learn? Tell them.
True.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until the next time, I'm sure I'll be just as pissed off on the next show.
Probably.
I think I'll be pissed off for a long time. Long time.
Telling you, revote. Supreme Court, revote.
Would be
Second,
nice.
Third, telling you.
All right.
Valid ID or you cannot vote.
Have a good one, ladies and gentlemen.